Hello, this is Bunny, and before I start on the topic, I would just like to say that since my last video, I haven't pulled my hair, so that is a win for me. At least I don't think I pulled my hair. I don't have any memory of it. I haven't done it in a long time. To the topic. Today we'll be discussing depression and whether depression is anything like addiction, because a lot of people who have depression often compare it to an addiction. I will be talking about my own experiences, and I am actually one of those people who have compared my depression to an addiction. Addiction and depression are two things that you can have at the same time. Like, for example, you're addicted to a certain substance, and while you're recovering, you might feel depressed, or those moments of reflection or those moments when you're not on the high mode can feel like depression. And also, when you are depressed, you might look for substances or activities that are addicting to escape from whatever you're going through. But can depression be an addiction in itself? And I've been on the fence about this topic for a while now, and from what I've found, I would personally say depression is very much like an addiction, but probably not in a diagnostic medical sense. Many of us who have depression are very proactive in treating ourselves to become better, because most of us don't want to be depressed, but for some of us who've had depression for a long time, there is a familiarity to it. Being depressed becomes a routine, like 9 o'clock, stare into the abyss, 10 o'clock, plan my death. It basically becomes part of who we are. And if we deviate from this routine, we start feeling uncomfortable. For me, at least, I'm saying we, like everybody with depression is all the same, which is not true. For me, I start thinking that something will go wrong. I've seen confessions of depressed people saying that they induce their own misery, like lie in bed all day, write their 16th suicide note, and all of those things. But I feel like it's not more of them inducing it. It's probably a trigger or something subconsciously triggered that don't necessarily have control over these emotions compared to addictive substances or activities, which even though it gets to the point where you can't control it, it's more so controllable, if that makes sense. Kind of controversial, I know. I'm not a person who's ever been through an addiction, at least I don't think. But, if you have better insight on it, let me know. I don't know much about neural pathways or neuroplasticity, but what I have gathered from that is that depression is kind of like habit or behavior forming, especially like the longer you have it, the more it is part of you, and the more that is part of you, that it's difficult to change, and it might feel like you don't even want to change. And I feel that's where the addiction comparisons come in. But just because something is difficult to change doesn't mean it's impossible. Just have to keep fighting all the time. If you talk to professionals, counselors, all of them that I have seen have said that depression and addiction are not the same thing. And these are people who have worked with depressed patients and patients with addictions. So I would generally take their word for it. They are both mental illnesses, but the payoff and the responses to certain things are a little bit different. With addiction, it is always trying to achieve that high that you got and trying to maintain that level because you're trying to avoid the regular or the downs. So it could be with drugs or, I don't know, people who are addicted to online gaming or whatever. And for depression, it's like always down, and sometimes even worse, the feeling of emptiness, which is very scary when you just feel like you're hollow inside and you just don't have emotions. Like, you could see horrible things and it wouldn't even faze you. Well, I'm not going to get into that right. So what is your opinion on this topic? Let me know down below, and check out my other videos, check out my gaming channel and my vlog channel. It's down there. Thank you so much for watching. Hi senpai if you're watching too. Bye.